Now, what do you make of this next story? An investigation has begun into a claim that something strange came out of the skies and landed in the Welsh village of Broadhaven near Haverfordwest. Whatever it was spotted 3 times by children from the local school, and now their reports are being investigated by the British Unidentified Flying Objects Research Association. Now, the children say the object had a large dome, it was cigar-shaped and was silver in colour. Well, to find out more, I've just been on the phone to their headmaster, Mr. Llewellyn.
I know that 16 children saw it.
And did they all see the same thing, do you think?
There's a common core of similarity between all their descriptions. I got them to draw and to write what they saw.
And do you believe it?
I believe that they saw something which is not common in the environment in which they saw it, but whether they've interpreted correctly, I wouldn't know.
There is an unusual connection between UFOs, schools and children's playgrounds, places where there are a large number of children, which for some reason have become interesting places to visit. These locations are the source of some of the best documented UFO cases in history. And today we are talking about one such case and a group of children who witnessed something truly fantastic. Welcome to the Dark Side of Reality channel. In a small village in West Wales in 1977, a very interesting incident took place involving 16 children aged 10 years. When investigating the history of UFOs in this area, the incident at this school is only the tip of the iceberg. What happened in that area in 1977, where there were a dozen close encounters with various witnesses of unusual flying objects and beings that landed in that area? On February 4, 1977, the most famous case occurred during the day near the playground of Broadhaven Elementary School. 16 children witnessed the landing of an unknown craft, which they described as a long cylindrical object in the shape of a torpedo, but with a very familiar cigar shape. Not long after the lunch break and before the afternoon class, these children saw this craft land in a nearby forest. 6 children even claimed to have seen 2 beings that came out of the craft and examined the nature and the ground around them. These beings were dressed in silver suits, and according to the statements of these children, they had unusually elongated ears. The craft was described as a metallic and shiny object of silver color that emitted a vibrating sound in the forest, and in the middle of which there was a dome that imitated lights of various colors from yellow, orange to red. Remember these descriptions of the spacecraft because later I will show you some very interesting photos taken years later. These children returned to school and told their story to the teachers who, of course, did not believe them. But 2 hours later the object was still near the school, and the teachers themselves saw it. The teachers who described this object as a shiny oval-shaped craft emitting a vibrating sound had identical descriptions as the children. After just a few minutes, this object then rose above the tree line and disappeared into the sky. Some of the teachers who witnessed this event along with the children wanted to remain anonymous due to fear of social stigma and did not want to go public with their names that year. Fortunately for us, the children did not have such problems or concerns and happily recounted what they saw. Although they did not have cameras with them, they had their memory, which documented this object very well. Since they made such fantastic claims, the school principal did something very interesting and smart that police investigators and detectives usually do. He separated the children and questioned them separately about what they saw. Each child was asked to draw what they saw separately, and the results were very interesting. All the children who were separated drew very similar things from their memory with many similar details on the same day after the children came home and told their parents what they had seen. Media entered the scene and spread this story, creating a sensation. Police also got involved in the investigation, and shortly after this event, UFO investigators arrived in the school area. One UFO investigator conducted an interview in which these children once again confirmed what they had seen.
Well, I saw the spaceship. I didn't see the man. The spaceship, it looked a cigar shape with a dome on it. And it had a yellowy, orange to red light on the top of it.
How clearly did you see it?
Well, I couldn't see its face because it was too far away.
Oh, you say you saw a man as well, did you?
Yes.
And what about him?
Well, he was too far away to be seen as well.
My friend Philip here was trying to find a way over the stream, and I was looking at the bushes up the top of the trees. And then suddenly this silver cigar-shaped object seemed to pop up from behind the bushes and trying to take off. Then it disappeared again.
Are you sure it wasn't perhaps just a helicopter or an aircraft from the airfield near here?
A helicopter could land there, but that's private property over there. And if they landed there, they could be prosecuted. And with an aircraft, the only thing that could get in there was a Harrier.
Were you frightened at the time?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I thought there would be a whole army inside there or something.
A huge media interest in this event, which was broadcasted by national newspapers and television programs. The school principal gave an official public statement for the media regarding this incident. He stated that he had individually spoken to each child after the incident and believed the statements of these children that they had indeed seen something they had never seen before in their lives. He did not believe that a group of children of this age would be capable of such a sophisticated hoax. The following day, the site where the object allegedly landed was investigated. If there were any traces on the ground, the rain that fell the previous night had washed them away. The only strange thing in that area was a tilted and bent telegraph pole that was exactly where the children claimed the spacecraft was located. To this day, this case remains unexplained. As far as I am concerned, I absolutely believe in the testimonies of these children, not because some people like to say that children do not lie, that children are honest. In such cases, this has simply never been the truth because all children lie from an early age. At that age, all children sometimes fantasize and lie, but the point is that at that age, most of them lie poorly because they simply do not have experience with lies, and such lies are very easy to uncover. Even today, A classic police investigation involves separating a criminal group of multiple people, comparing their stories, and easily identifying inconsistencies in the story. Then individuals are pressed a little, and it is only a matter of time before the weakest one breaks and reveals the fraud. And here we are talking about a large group of children and their fantastic story and testimony, which would be extremely easy to uncover, where individuals would simply sing like birds out of fear if such a story was made up. But these children remained firm in their statements about what they saw, not only back then as children, but also today as adults, more than 40 years later, when speaking about their childhood experiences. That's why this remains an unresolved case to this day, but an incredible proof of an unusual encounter with something incomprehensible for most people, especially children. Considering that we don't have any photographs of this object from 1977, only the accounts and sketches of these children, their descriptions and childhood sketches from 1977 reminded me of a very interesting case that happened later in 2010 in China, a country from which such information rarely comes. On July 14, 2010, an unknown flying object appeared above the Chinese city of Hangzhou, which caused the airport to close, resulting in 18 flights being cancelled or diverted to other cities. This airport was closed for a full hour because of an unidentified flying object. A huge number of civilians and residents of this city saw and photographed this object. But let's briefly remind ourselves of the 1,977 descriptions of the objects by these children. A long, shiny metal object in the shape of a torpedo cylinder and a classic cigar shape in the middle with a dome, which, among other things, emitted red lights. This is shown by the sketches and descriptions of these children from 2010, when this appeared above China. People often get upset when it comes to bad UFO photos. They want pictures with more detail, but when they get them, like these, they quickly forget about it and then say there is no evidence. This aircraft captured over the Chinese city of Soim is irresistibly reminiscent of the descriptions of the children who witnessed the event in 1977. If you are interested in what this aircraft looked like next to the elementary school in 1977, I think these photos can best convey it. The standard questions about what exactly it is, what kind of aircraft it is and whose it is, unfortunately, do not have precise answers because the Broadhaven incident is just another in a series of incidents in elementary schools. In the future, we will talk about the numerous encounters of school-aged children with unusual craft and beings that have occurred around the world. What is so interesting about these phenomena that often appear near large groups of children remains unknown. What is true and what is a lie in today's video is not so important, because I think there is no lie in the statement of these children. But if there is no lie, there are still many unknown things. But there is no doubt that these children experienced something that they will remember for the rest of their lives. You are on the dark side of Reality Channel, a place where truth sometimes sounds stranger than fiction. See you soon. Bye.